Alexandra Eala's $87,000 surprise. How? She saved a restaurant that shaped her dreams before the bright lights of Grand Slam arenas and luxury sponsorships. There was a tiny restaurant tucked on a crowded street in Quezon City, a humble place called Casaluent, its green painted walls barely holding up against years of heat, laughter, and life. Every morning, the scent of garlic, rice, fried fish, and strong caparco fill the air. It was here that a little girl named Alexandra Eala was scraped. Knees, a mismatched tennis outfit, and eyes full of fire used to stop by before heading to the local courts. "Good morning, Alex," called Mangonio, the owner of Casaluenton, a stout man with salt and pepper hair and a heart that could outshine any Michelin star. "Good morning, Pooh," Alex replied, smiling shyly. She didn't have much money. Some days barely enough for a plate of rice. But Mangonio always made sure she never left hungry. When she tried to pay with a few crumpled coins, he would wave her off. "Don't worry, little champ," he'd say. "You pay me back when you win Wimbledon." Alex laughed every time. Back then, Wimbledon felt like a fairy tale, a faraway kingdom where only legends belonged. But one thing she knew for sure, Castellan was where her dreams began to feel real. The restaurant became her daily ritual, her comfort zone after grueling practices, her safe corner in a world that often told her she was aiming too high. Hunger and hope tennis wasn't kind to beginners, especially in a country where most kids dreamed of basketball or pop, stardom, not rackets and rallies. Alex trained under the scorching sun, often returning home late, too tired to even speak. Her parents did everything they could, but the cost of equipment, coaching, and travel piled up quickly. That's when Castle Lentium became more than a restaurant. It became her refuge. Whenever she struggled, she would sit in the same seat by the window, her racket leaning against the wall, her face buried in her hands. Without fail, Antonio would appear with her favorite meal, pans a Canton with a soft-boiled egg. Food first, dreams later. He would tease. You can't fight the world on an empty stomach. The small acts of kindness built her strength. One meal, one encouragement at a time. It wasn't about the food. It was about being seen, being believed in. From Castle Wen to Center Court, years passed. The little girl became a rising star. Her talent caught the attention of international scouts, and soon she was training in Spain under the guidance of world-class coaches. The Rafa Nadal Academy became her new world. But even there she carried the spirit of Casaluention. Whenever she was homesick, she'd call her parents and ask, "How's Mangonio? Is a restaurant still there?" Her mother would smile. "Still cooking? Still waiting for you to win Wimbledon?" Alex laughed, but inside she made a quiet promise. "When I make it big, I'll come back for him. I'll make sure he never has to worry again." By 2025, Alexandra Eala had become a household name. She had captured the world's attention with her fierce baseline play, humility, and radiant smile. Endorsements poured in, Nike, Rolex, and even a major partnership with Emirates. Her net worth soared into the millions, but no amount of trophies or interviews could erase the image of that small restaurant, the one that gave her warmth when she had nothing. A distress call from home in early 2025. After winning her second WTA title in Dubai, Alex returned to Manila for a short break. While scrolling through local news one night, she stumbled upon a heartbreaking headline. Iconic Casaluenton to close after 30 years due to financial troubles. Her breath caught. She clicked on the article. The story revealed that rising rent, post-pandemic debts, and increasing food costs had forced Mangonio to announce a restaurant's closure. He was reportedly planning to sell the property to a coffee chain by the end of the month. Alex's chest tightened. This wasn't just a restaurant. This was her story, her foundation. Without hesitation, she called her manager. Cancel tomorrow's schedule, she said. We're going home. A quiet return. 2 days later, Alex arrived unannounced at Casa Luenton. The place looked weary, painting tables, half empty, the once vibrant chatter, replaced by silence. A few regulars glanced up, their jaws dropping as they recognized a global tennis star standing. In the doorway, Mangonio was behind the counter wiping glasses with towel. When he turned and saw her, the towel slipped from his hands. Alexandra, she grinned. Hi, Tito. Antonio, the old man rushed forward, embracing her tightly, tears forming in his eyes. Look at you. You made it. I told everyone you'd conquer the world. Alex laughed, softly blinking back tears. I couldn't have done it without your pants at Canton. They sat down sharing stories of the past. But when Alex gently asked about the restaurant's future, Mangonio sighed heavily. I'm too old to fight anymore. Hija, the bills, the rent, the repairs. I try, but I can't keep alive. Alex looked around. The faded menus, the cracked floor tiles, the worn out photos of customers smiling through the years. This place was history, memory, and soul all in one. She made her decision right then. The $87,000. Surprise. The next morning, Alex met secretly with her financial advisor and her publicist. I want to buy the restaurant, she said, not as a celebrity, as family. They calculated everything, the outstanding debts, renovation costs, and legal fees. The total came to roughly $87,000. Alex didn't flinch. She wrote the check on the spot. Her plan was simple yet profound. She would not just pay off the debts, legacy beyond tennis. Over the next year, Casa Luenton became more than just a restaurant. It became a movement. Every Saturday, the Feed the Dream program hosted 50 local kids for free lunch and mentoring from athletes and coaches. One afternoon, a 10-year-old girl approached Alex shyly, holding a worn tennis racket. Miss Alex, I don't have enough money for lessons, she said softly, but I really want to learn. Alex knelt beside her and smiled. Come back tomorrow. Bring your racket. I'll teach you myself. The next day, under the shade of mango tree, beside Casaluan, Alex spent hours rallying with kids, laughing as they chased the ball with uncoordinated swings. It wasn't Wimbledon, but it was something even better. It was a continuation of a dream that started with one act of kindness, an $87,000 surprise that changed lives. Epilogue, full circle. One evening, as the sun dipped below the skyline, Alex sat with Mangonio outside the restaurant sipping coffee. The golden light bathed the streets where her story began. You know, he said, I used to think I was feeding a hungry child. Turns out I was feeding a champion. Alex smiled softly. And now you're feeding a generation. They watched as children ran by with rackets, laughter echoing down the street. The sign of Casa Luenton glowed warmly in the twilight, its green letters shining like hope itself. For Alex, it wasn't about the $87,000, the fame, or the headlines. It was about coming home, giving back, and proving that success is sweetest when shared. She raised her coffee cup and whispered, Casa Luenton, the restaurant that shaped my dreams. And somewhere inside, the little girl she used to be smiled, full and grateful once more. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next